Punching appliances sure does tire me out. Hey!
Don't eat my carrots.
Whew. Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review. Daniel Rossen, Golden Mile, Silent Hour. Silent Hour, Golden Mile. Daniel Rossen is a singer-songwriter who's best known for his work in bands like Department of Eagles and Grizzly Bear, especially Grizzly Bear. I mean, especially Grizzly Bear. And with releases like this is his first real solo effort. With releases like this that are coming from musicians who are already in well-known bands, you know what happens too often? That the album, the EP, whatever, doesn't really offer much appeal outside of the fan base that is already attracted to the other groups this person is involved with. Meaning it doesn't really offer anything for anybody who isn't already in this super special club of fans. And even though the Grizzly Bear Club is pretty big, this is a collection of tracks I feel like I could recommend to anybody who's looking for a new singer-songwriter to kind of dive into. And it's already been made apparent that Daniel has the ability to appeal outside of his membership in Grizzly Bear. In 2008 with his band Department of Eagles, the single he wrote and released, No One Does It Like You, pretty much ruled the internet for the entire year. And while this EP doesn't really see Daniel changing his style all that much, it's pretty predictable if you're familiar with Department of Eagles, if you're familiar with Grizzly Bear. Still, this is the most potent dose of his style I think we're hearing so far. This thing to me starts off a lot like an intimate sit down with Dan, and he's strumming his guitar just for me, and I'm sitting right there, so close I can make out the chords he's playing. And then, like night and day, the track just changes, grows into so much more. This warm, picked bass line comes in, these elegantly arranged strings and woodwinds, and very strategically placed percussion. All this new instrumentation just kind of appears, and it's pretty heavy too, but it doesn't change how close Daniel and his songs feel to the listener. Because even though I do love hearing arrangements are nice. I love hearing this guy play guitar even more. And on a lot of these tracks, as he is strumming, he'll slip in a really quick arpeggio or a guitar lead or something like that, just a really quick one. And it adds so much character to his playing, these nice little additions. His finger picking gets fantastic on a later song on this EP, Return to Form, where it's just so fast and it's so precise. It sounds like waves of acoustic guitars just washing over my ears and relaxing me. But back to the opening track, the instrumentation kind of rises as the track moves on. Some faint touches of piano appear. The drum beat that was once pretty sparse has come to full form. And even though the song drags on a little bit, the vocals and the guitar playing are just too charming for this song to be bad. I get hit a lot harder on the second track with this EP, Silent Song, which to me sounds like a folk rock tune that would have made it onto an album printed in the late 60s, early 70s. You kind of hear those trademark Grizzly Bear vocal harmonies. The guitars kind of take a break on the track Saint Nothing, which is a piano ballad. The song is backed up with some really nice, soft and swelling horns. I wish the track progressed a little bit more, kind of had a climax toward its finish. The last track kind of ties things up with a lot of energy, the song Golden Mile. And this track to me has the most drive on this entire EP. The drum beat is pretty hard and straightforward. The guitar strumming is intense. This is basically Daniel Rossen rocking the hell out. And there's some really sweet backup vocals that kind of introduce themselves on this thing. Different than the backup vocals on other tracks, these feel a lot like an embrace. They're so honey flavored. It kind of resembles something I would hear in an old doo-wop song. As usual throughout this entire EP, Daniel's singing is really solid. He's got pitch, he's got range, and his voice definitely has character to it. His voice has this really kind of softened quality to it. Even when he is singing loud, it feels a bit like a whisper. Overall, I felt like these 5 tracks on this thing were great. I guess I wish the quieter tracks progressed a bit more, but outside of that, I don't really have many complaints. I think Daniel put together a collection of tracks that feel very inviting, approachable, but still display a massive amount of musicianship and songwriting talent. It's an EP of songs that are kind of rootsy and yet decked out in some really fantastic arrangements that are complementary, not distracting. I'm feeling a light 8 on this EP, but what do you guys think of it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why? And what should I review next? Anthony Fantano, forever.